Sometimes you forget that the homework from school was the worst that you could get, and that girl from Tulum that you thought you
Gaudeamus igitur, iuvenes dum sumus. Gaudeamus igitur, iuvenes dum sumus. Post iucundum juventutem, post molestam senectutem, nos habebitur. Nos habebitur. Gaudeamus igitur, iuvenes dum sumus. Gaudeamus igitur, iuvenes dum sumus. Post iucundum juventutem, post molestam senectutem, nos habebitur. Nos habebitur. Gaudeamus igitur, iuvenes dum sumus. Gaudeamus igitur, iuvenes dum sumus. Post iucundum juventutem, post molestam senectutem, nos habebitur.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Please be seated. Welcome. Amachela, welcome. Welcome to the University of Pretoria, your new home for the next 3 to 6 years, depending on your chosen course of study. We're thrilled to share this exciting, life-changing moment with you. And in the words of that famous academic, Dr. Seuss, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Congratulations on making this important choice to invest in your future and that of the country by furthering your education, and congratulations on choosing the best institution to do it at. I'm Professor Caroline Nicholson. I'm the Registrar of the University of Pretoria and your Program Director for this morning. First, just a few housekeeping matters, and you'll notice I've dispensed with protocol. I'm not doing individual welcomes because our guests of honor today, of course, are our first-year students for 2019. For your safety, please note, in the unlikely event of an emergency where you're required to evacuate the hall, you need to leave the hall in an orderly fashion using the exit nearest to you. As on a plane, that exit may well be behind you, so if you could please just take one moment to identify the nearest exit, and in an emergency, of course, our staff will be there to assist you to find the nearest exit. If you have to leave the building, please move to one of the gathering points at the horse statue on the northwest of the entrance to the building, or the lawns to the southeast and southwest of the sports center. Please also note that there are paramedics seated in the foyer at the back of the Rembrandt Hall for those of you who might overheat. In the event of a power failure, please don't be alarmed. Our generators will kick in within 60 seconds, so you will not be left in the dark for long. The bathrooms are situated along the corridor behind the hall, for those of you who might need to visit one. And you're please requested to switch your cell phones to silent during these proceedings, and then you're encouraged to tweet madly about how much you love your new institution. In fact, please take lots and lots of photographs and post them on the social media using the hashtag UPWelcomeDay2019. This morning's function will proceed as follows. After this brief introduction, I will invite the Vice-Chancellor and Principal, Professor Coupe, to address you, after which you will be entertained by Ovua, one of the university's very talented choirs, who will perform 2 musical items for you, and I'll tell you what they are when I introduce them to you. Thereafter, the President of the Student Representative Council, Mr. David Kabwa, will say a few words and introduce his team to you. That's them sitting here so smartly dressed in the front row. And then I will proceed to close the proceedings. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy the next hour or so with us. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And with over 1,200 programs offered across 9 faculties and a business school, the University of Pretoria is certainly a place where you can realize your dreams. If there's one thing on which this entire nation can agree, it is the importance of education, because with education comes hope. But for hope to triumph, action is needed, and you're encouraged to make use of all of the tools at your disposal here at the University of Pretoria to realize your dreams and to fulfill that hope. Learning, of course, is integral to achieving a successful life, and that learning is not possible without exceptional leadership. It is thus a great pleasure for me to introduce to you the senior leadership team of the University of Pretoria who've joined me here on the stage this morning. Let me begin by introducing the members of the executive. First, of course, the Vice-Chancellor and Principal, Professor Coupe. I will be saying a little more about Professor Coupe in a few moments when I introduce him to you before he addresses you. The Vice-Chancellor is ably assisted by Professor Stephanie Burton, Vice Principal, Research and Postgraduate Studies. She is here on my right-hand side. Then we have Professor Norman Duncan, Vice Principal, Academic Matters, on my left-hand side. Professor Anton Streu, Vice Principal for Institutional Planning. Professor Kurnoff, Executive Director, Finance and Student Administration, so very important for you to note. And Professor Themba Masia, Vice Principal, Student Affairs, Residences and Accommodation. And most of you will definitely get to know Professor Masia in the not too distant future. Next, let me introduce to you the deans. Professor Jean Lebuma of Natural and Agricultural Sciences. Professor Sunil Maharaj, Dean of Engineering, Built Environment and Information Technology, leading us in the 4th Industrial Revolution. Professor Vinny Naidu, the Dean of Veterinary Science. Professor Chika Saule, Dean of Education. Professor Tian Diyar, Dean of Health Sciences. Professor Andre Barain, Dean of the Faculty of Law. Professor Jerry Pillay, Dean of Theology and Religion. Professor Vasu Reddy, Dean of the Faculty of Humanities. Professor Elsabe Lewitz, Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences. And Professor Ntabisang Ogudi, the Dean of the Mamelodi campus. Unfortunately, Professor Nicola Klein, Dean of the Gordon Institute of Business Science, that's our Gibbs Institute, couldn't join us this morning. The first year group of 2019 have a very special honor in joining the university at a historic moment, because Professor Coupe was appointed as Vice-Chancellor and Principal of the University of Pretoria in 2018 and commenced his duties on the 14th of January 2019. So like you, he's also a newbie here with us at UP. Prior to his appointment as Vice-Chancellor and Principal, Professor Coupe served as the Vice Principal of the University of the Witwatersrand, responsible for the daily running of the university and the coordination of operations across all executive portfolios. Before that, he held the rotating vice principal post at WITS for 1 year and also served as the Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Advancement, Human Resources and Transformation. Between 2013 and 2014, he was Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Finance and Operations, so he has a wealth of management experience. Professor Coupe also served as the Executive Dean of the Wits Faculty of Humanities for 6 years between January 2007 and December 2012, after serving as the head of the then Wits School of Literature and Language Studies, and he was also the founding head of the Media Studies Department. Prior to joining Wits, Professor Coupe lectured at Rhodes University between 1999 and 2001, and briefly acted as the head of the Department of Journalism and Media Studies. He joined Rhodes from the University of Zimbabwe, where he worked in various academic capacities from 1988, including as chairperson of the Department of English, Media and Communication Studies. Professor Coupe holds a BA Honours degree and Masters in English from the University of Zimbabwe and a DPhil in Media Studies from the University of Oslo in Norway. With such an impressive CV and with such a wealth of managerial experience, I think that you will agree that our 2019 student cohort will be fortunate to have his leadership and guidance throughout their UP journey. So please welcome Professor Coupe to the podium to share a brief message with you. Thank you.
Executive members of the University of Pretoria, deans, directors, staff, the president of the SRC and the SRC, parents, guardians, and family members, and of course, our beloved first years. A very warm welcome to the University of Pretoria. As a Vice Chancellor and Principal, it gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you new first-year students and your parents, guardians, and family members to the University of Pretoria. A special word of welcome to parents and family members who are part of our alumni network. That means those people who have studied at the University of Pretoria before. Another special word of welcome to all first-generation students in the family to come to the university. We all know that there are people, there are families where nobody has ever gone to the university. And today, sitting among you is a person who's first to come to the university. A special welcome as well. This is a special occasion for me for two reasons. Not only do I get to welcome you to this magnificent institution, ladies and gentlemen, it is a magnificent institution, and please treat that. But it also marks my first major address as the newly appointed Vice Chancellor and Principal of the University of Pretoria. As the 2019 cohort, you and I begin our University of Pretoria journey together. May our walk not be a long walk to freedom, but a short walk to freedom in our success. Congratulations again for performing well and being admitted to the University of Pretoria. Thank you for choosing UP, and I would like you to tweet that. Choosing UP is the best thing you can ever do in your life. Many of you achieved high matric scores, and the top achievers could have gone to other leading universities. But what did you do? You chose UP. Clever people choose UP. We've attracted many top achievers in 2019, who include, for an example, 3 top individuals. Mr. David Donkins, also number 2 in the Gauteng province, Mr. Jarrod Staples, who scored an average of 97% in the National Senior Certificate Examination, and Ms. Yashoda Maharaj, who scored 96.33% in the IEB examinations. These are just a few of the examples of top achievers who chose UP. Many of you come from diverse communities, which is a good thing because at UP, we value diversity, we are diversifying in multiple ways and becoming more inclusive. You, the first years of 2019, are a diverse and exceptional group. We at UP are therefore becoming a truly South African, African and international community, pursuing knowledge that serves humanity. It is important that you focus on passing and getting your degree and finishing in time. To this end, the leadership team and I intend to intensify the momentum in our initiatives to ensure all our students finish their degrees on time. So we have an initiative called Fly UP. The finish line is yours. This initiative is meant to ensure that students complete their degrees on time. We will support you to graduate in the minimum time. It is in your best interest, it is in the best interest of the family, and it is in the best interest of the country, because we need the skills and the training and the education that you will get from this wonderful, magnificent, and top institution. In addition to guiding you to complete your qualifications, by providing high quality and relevant education across our faculties, we'll also work to ensure your success when you enter the world of work or become entrepreneurs. At UP, we do not train people just to go and get a job. We train people also to be entrepreneurs who can create jobs for others and themselves. What has come to be known as the fourth industrial revolution, which is powered by digital technologies, is rapidly changing the world of work. At UP, we will provide you an education that prepares you for this new future of the world of work. The Ready for Work program started already in 2016. Overall, the University of Pretoria supports students to be fully prepared for the choices in the world of work and innovation that they make. We'll give you a quality education that will enable you to realize your full potential in life. You will graduate from this university with hope, optimism, and attain satisfaction in your life. You will be inspired to become an agent of change, to build a successful, socially cohesive South Africa and a prosperous African continent. Ladies and gentlemen, and our beloved new first years, let me say a few things about the university you are joining. I know you chose UP because you knew how good it was, but a little reminder is very important. And we would like you also, for the things that I say today about the University of Pretoria, to be our marketing agents for those who are doing matric this year. So they choose UP. So here it goes. We are the largest contact and residential university in South Africa. Outside UNISA, which is a distance education institution, we take the largest number of students, 53,000 by the last count in 2018. We're still registering, as you know, students for 2019, and the figures will be updated. We also provide the largest form accommodation we can have, which is a national issue because accommodation also is in dire shortage. But at the University of Pretoria, we provide as much accommodation and more than any other university does. UP is also a top, highly ranked research-intensive university, well known for excellent teaching. So you will, as your lectures start on the 4th of February, face professors, academics, and lecturers who will give you some of the best teaching that you have ever got. And also we offer high-quality programs which lead, I know parents and first years would like to know this, which lead to good, well-paying jobs. Everybody likes a good salary. The employability of our graduates is never in doubt, and we score well over 90% in employability assessments. We pursue research that matters by making a positive impact on people's lives and solving complex and challenging societal problems in South Africa and Africa, but that are also relevant to the rest of the world. UP students are also engaged, and you will get engaged as our students now, in over 400 community projects that make a difference to people's lives and add value, and demonstrate the university's relevance and responsiveness to society's needs. It also demonstrates our ability to give back for the privileges we get from society by being in a university. As you know, not everybody gets to get into a university. And universities are funded by taxpayers, by the government, by donors, by the alumni. That it is a privilege to be here, and you have a responsibility to give back. Over the years, the University of Pretoria has attracted students from all around the world, at least 75 countries by our last count. As you embark on this life-changing journey, you must also be aware that students' life is filled with new freedoms and opportunities as well as responsibilities. During your time as a university student, you will meet new people, many who are quite different from you, but are fellow human beings. It is a time when you will be challenged in many ways. Use the experience to learn and develop as a person. Yes, you may also fall in and out of love. I know the parents might not want to hear that. And you may find your life partner in and outside the halls of learning. This all forms an important part of a university journey. So, although your priority is first and foremost focusing on your studies, there is also the social and fun side. University is a great pleasure. Studies are very, very important, but as the English saying goes, all work and no play makes Jack and Jill a dull person. With over 100 student clubs and societies, you may sign up for a new sport or a hobby and discover your talents. Remember, the University of Pretoria is the leading sports university in South Africa. We are strong academically, we're strong in sport, and therefore we're the leading university. This will enrich your student life and experience. Over and above the arts, the university is well known for the prowess of our sportsmen and women. As I just said, 5 of the Proteas are members of the Tuks Cricket Club. We are the reigning Varsity Cup rugby champions. I encourage you all to support the season's games. This is the beginning of an exciting time in your lives, and for many of you, it will be the first time away from home. The University of Pretoria values your personal safety and rights. We have security and safety measures in place for your protection. Through a partnership with the city of Tshwane and the businesses in our neighborhood, there are police patrols and your safety is their priority. We request that in addition to this, you exercise caution and be aware of your surroundings and environment. If you experience harassment of any kind, are made to feel uncomfortable, or if you notice any unethical or illegal behavior or activities, you should report to our security services on our hotline. Furthermore, discrimination of any kind will not be tolerated at the University of Pretoria. We live in a constitutional democracy. We have the best constitution in the world. We must all aspire to live up to those constitutional values. In a nutshell, it is important that as first years, embrace the opportunities of varsity life, but also understand the challenges of this new chapter. And I'll say a few about those challenges. Very important for all first years to take to mind and for parents to listen for their supportive role as you go forward. The workload is significantly higher than you had in high school. The content of your subjects or your courses or your programs is more complex than anything you encountered at high school. Time management is critical. Talent and ability are not enough. A strong work ethic is essential. If you are a top achiever, you'll find that you have to work even harder to maintain that top achiever status. And please do, focus on your studies. Rest is also important, but secondary. Learn how to manage your money. You can't be WhatsApping for more money at home all the time. Be safe. Look after your person and property. Also outside the campus and on the roads, there are many pedestrian and vehicle accidents. So drive with care. And also, do not drink and drive. That is not a UP culture. We also encourage you to make use of the various forms of professional support available on the campus or within the vicinity. Academic and study support we provide, including study methods and time management programs, health services, emotional support, including stress management, spiritual nurturing and mentorship. Finally, we also encourage you to use your voice constructively. After all, this is a university. It's a place where you debate with others robustly. It's where you express your opinions, but you use that constructively, mindful of other people's rights. Speak out when you see your buddies not coping in your faculty, in your residence, in student structures. Speak out when you see that something is not right. In addition, we urge you to be responsible and active citizens. Resources in higher education are under pressure. This is your campus. Keep it clean, save water and electricity, recycle, and help others. In a few years' time, we hope to see you back, or rather, let me say, I want to see you back in this hall to celebrate your graduation. And thank you for choosing UP. Make your time with us matter. Parents, guardians, and family members, thank you for your presence today, as it is important that you stay involved in the lives of your loved ones. We know we looked after them from creche, primary school, and high school. Yes, we are taking over a large aspect of their lives from you, but you are staying in with us. You're going to be part of this long, this journey. I strongly encourage you to keep track of their academic progress and general well-being. You are welcome to contact us if you have any concerns or queries. You are now part of a diverse, intellectually vibrant, and dynamic UP community. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for those insightful words. I'm sure that that's given a lot of you some food for thought. So in order to give you an opportunity to digest and think about that a little bit, what we're going to introduce you to now is one of the University of Pretoria choirs. The Vice-Chancellor indicated to you that the University of Pretoria excel in academics and they excel on the sports fields, but they also excel in cultural activities. And the UP choirs are among some of the most recognized internationally. So joining us this morning is one of these choirs, Ovua, and they're going to perform two numbers for you. They're going to perform Vumani Ngama. Ladies and gentlemen, that's an indication of the diversity at UP. You've now heard something in Sesotho with a Scots accent. That song is Sing Our Nation's Song. And then they will also perform Tambira Jehovah for you. That is Dance to the Lord Shona medley. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ovua.
Vumani ngoma, vumani ngoma, hey, 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 vumani ngoma, vumani ngoma. Swetethi nyani kodwa xa kutheni na, swetethi nyani oh mnandoyika. Vumani ngoma, Vumani ngoma, hey, 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 vumani ngoma, vumani ngoma. Setetsi nyani kodwa cha kutheni na. Setetsi nyani, oh, ngandoyika. Vumani ngoma.
Tambira Jehovah, Tambira Jehovah, Tambira Jehovah, Tambira, Tambira Jehovah,
Tambira Jehovah, iwewe tambira Jehovah.
Tambira Jehovah,
Tambira Jehovah, iwewe tambira Jehovah.
Iwewe,
Iwewe, newewe, newewe tambira Jehovah.
Iwewe,
Iwewe, newewe, newewe tambira Jehovah.
Tambira
Tambira
Jehovah,
Jehovah, iwewe tambira Jehovah.
Tambira
Tambira
Jehovah,
Jehovah, iwewe tambira Jehovah. Iwewe, newewe, newewe tambira Jehovah. Iwewe, newewe, newewe tambira Jehovah. Tambira Jehovah, iwewe tambira Jehovah. Tambira Jehovah, iwewe tambira Jehovah. Ichokwadi ngari marinko, 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 Ichokwadi ngari marinko.
Thank you, Vua, for joining us this morning and for brightening our day. You're such a wonderful talent. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give them another round of applause? For a great many of you here today, as the VC's already said, this is your first experience of leaving home. And I would imagine for some of you it's a bit frightening. And I'm sure some of you are asking yourselves, why are you leaving the security of your and familiarity of your homes to come to this institution? So I'm going to quote from another very famous academic, Terry Pratchett. Why do you go away? So you can come back. So you can see the places you came from with new eyes and extra colors. And the people there see you differently too. Coming back from where you started is not the same as never leaving. So, ladies and gentlemen, here on the stage with me is a gentleman that I should have introduced you, and I apologize, David. I should have introduced you when I introduced the rest of the management team. David Kaba is the president of the Student Representative Council, and from a student perspective, probably most important person sitting on this stage here today, because he's going to be your go-to person as students if you have a problem, and he will be your link with the team that are sitting here on the stage. So it's my very great pleasure to invite David to say a few words to you. He's a third-year political science student, so he sat where all of our new first years are sitting today. He's also left his home and come to learn new experiences and to gain new colors in how he sees life. And hopefully he's going to be able to settle some of your nerves and allay some of your fears in his message. And then he'll proceed to introduce to you his executive team who are sitting here in the front row today. So thank you, David.
Today, I would like to begin by first of all introducing the 2019 Student Representative Council of the University of Pretoria, an amazing council of students that are dedicated beyond the call of duty to serve students in all aspects and areas of life. So I'm going to read out their name, preceded by the office that they hold within the SRC. I begin with Ms. Thuli Zulu, Deputy President. Mr. Ryan Haynes, Secretary. Tabang Pikoko, Deputy Secretary. In absentia today, we have Penyo Monso, Office of the Treasury. Londiwe Makubu, Day Student and External Campus Affairs. Mr. Zondo, Transformation and Student Success. Mr. George Korlianov, Societies. Mr. Tabiso Toka, SRC Academics. Ms. Remisa Abdul Sattar, SRC Academics. Mr. Yaquebes Gordir, Office of Facility Safety and Security. Mr. Tabang Sipuru, Student Culture. Mr. Matthias Shinmagan, Sport. Ms. Nyasha Chinemberi, Residences. Diokeng Sisweni, Residences. Mahlatse Kupula, Marketing, Media, Communications. Lebo Masiteng, Reach Out and Give. Tuli Kola, Study Finance. Tinashe Tutuma, Postgraduate in International Student Affairs. Today, we gather for a new beginning. We gather on top of a mountain that so many of us have pushed to reach. As students, we have spent a great deal of time with our facing textbooks and numerous hours in exam venues, pushing for academic success. There are those of us who are parents and guardians, and we have invested our time, our effort, and our money, because we believe that indeed our children are the future. Therefore, as we stand on this mountaintop, we stand here looking at a brand new horizon. Some of us did not have much trouble. We took it in our stride and went one step at a time to climb this mountain. And there are those of us that have had to scratch and claw and fight just to be where we are seated today. One commonality we all share is that no matter what, we have decided to move forward. And that is the reason why we have made it to this mountaintop. Although we stand on this horizon, we continue to look up. Because now that we have reached this point, we look up and realize that there is yet another mountain to climb. In this room today, there is the voice of an entire generation. And you see, that voice is so loud that it can carry an entire nation. You are now a student at the University of Pretoria, or you are fortunate enough to know a student at the University of Pretoria. This makes you part of the community at the University of Pretoria. Under the SRC, we have faculty houses, residences, day houses, and over 100 societies. These help to facilitate a brilliantly, bombastically bodacious, bountiful, and bold student life. And yes, for this I will brag, and for this I will boast, because students at the University of Pretoria are truly doing the most. And when we are in charge, we know how to host. And when we go abroad, everybody wants to raise a toast. This is the caliber of students that we have gathered in this room today. And so as we gather on the precipice of this new horizon, we gather because of you. What is the University of Pretoria without the students? From the Student Representative Council, we would like to say welcome. Welcome to those of us that are excited and ready. Welcome to those of us that are terrified and unsure. Welcome to those of us who are standing on this mountaintop, gritting our teeth and preparing ourselves for the next climb. And as we welcome you to the first day of the rest of your life, I would like to remind you of something. And that is that together, we can loosen the shackles of mediocrity that have bound so many to complacency. Because you see, the winds of change, they blow. And they blow with the air of the unknown. And this air, it sweeps over the field of life. And you see, as we are walking through this field, I want to encourage you, do not walk down this field with fear. Do not walk down this field with uncertainty. You have climbed all the way to this mountaintop. And let me tell you, you will never stop, because you will never drop. Because to get to the top, it shows that you are passionate, that you are perspicacious, and that you are driven. And that is why, with every fiber of my mind, my heart, my body, my soul, and my being, I would like to say that you are welcome. Because as we welcome you, we are here to say that we are with you every step of this journey. Professor Cooper said that you will see you when you come back into this hall for graduation. And let me tell you, that shall be a great day. And it shall be a great day because you're going to go and you're going to slay in your own kind of way. And there's going to be days when you want to get down on your knees and pray. And on those days, I'd like to remind you that because you have joined a community unlike any other, you are not alone. So welcome to the University of Pretoria.
Thank you, David. I think that's a clear illustration to the parents and the new students of why we're so proud of our UP students. I must say, David's studying political science, and I'm wondering if he doesn't actually have a career in theology. David, thank you very much for your message. It's very important that the students see you and your team here today, and thank you for joining us this morning, because the students will now at least have some faces that they know they can approach if they have any problems during this period. I know the SRC has already been very hard at work doing fundraising, etc. So they're a very hard-working team, and we're very proud of them. Okay, that pretty much brings us to the end of this morning's formalities. So I'd like to thank the parents, the guardians, and our first-year students for joining us here today. And I must remind you to please take tons and tons of photos and share them on the social media, hashtag UP Welcome Day 2019. Please can I also request you to join us for tea and coffee just outside the venue after the proceedings have closed. And once you've had your refreshments, please, if I could just ask you to leave the venue and the car park as quickly as possible, because we have another group of this size that will be joining us for a second session. So you guys were really our dress rehearsal for the second group. No, but seriously, thank you all very much for joining us. I hope that you're going to love every minute of your stay at the University of Pretoria. And maybe some of you will be like me. I loved university so much I never left. So, ladies and gentlemen, if I can please ask you to stand and to remain standing while the procession leaves the hall. And hopefully I will see you again soon. Thank you.